here we are. I was really hoping I wouldn't ever have to make a video like this, but here we are. Welcome to my first and hopefully last KonMai method re-declutter video. Yes, this mess here is somehow a re-declutter, meaning I decluttered it before and between then and now, it spiraled out of control. But I will give myself credit. It's nowhere near as bad as my first declutter of the same area 9 months ago, where I had a literal trash tub. But even without the trash tub, this counter is overflowing, it's beginning to spill into the tub area, the cabinets are very messy and full, and I'm not trying to compete with the me of the past for nastiest bathroom ever. So I think a full-fledged KonMai method style declutter is needed for this space again. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Mai, and the KonMai method is inspired by my sweet distant cousin Marie Kondo and her KonMari method. We're not actually cousins. I'd like to hope we share like 0.1% of the same DNA. Anyways, the KonMai method is my lazier, sped up version that works for me as a busy mom of 3. I've used this inspired method on my decluttering journey for nearly a year now, and all my other areas that I've tackled have stayed pretty under control. Mostly because I make a conscious effort to maintain the areas that I've decluttered already, and this bathroom is clearly just an area that I overlooked. And it's gotten to the point that it just needs special treatment. So we will get this process started and start with step 1. Generally the step you start with, which is the same as the KonMari method, which is getting everything pulled together and put into one mountain of a pile in one place so that you can see everything you have, and we will get right to that. And as I am doing that, I have to shamelessly plug my channel. Please like and subscribe for more motherhood, cleaning, decluttering, shopping, and whatever I'm doing in my life content. And gotta shamelessly plug today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Modern Fertility. They offer the most comprehensive fertility hormone test that you can take at home. It's super convenient and cost effective. Proactive fertility hormone tests usually aren't covered by insurance and can cost upwards of $1,500. At just $159, Modern Fertility gives you access to the information you need to plan ahead. Plus, you can use your FSA or HSA to buy. I so wish this was available 10 years ago because I was always so anxious about my fertility because there are people who struggled with it in my family. But it is nice to be able to take it now because I've always wanted 4 kids. I currently feel like I'm happy with 3 and I feel like I could stop at 3, but I'm only 32 years old. I don't know what I'm going to want in 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. If I do want kids, am I going to have to go through IVF or something else? Like, knowing the results of this will help me better just know what my future could potentially behold and thus better plan for it. After you mail in your test, when you receive your results, it comes in an easy to read customized dashboard. This test can give you a window into your egg count and expected reproductive timeline, deep insight into possible outcomes for egg freezing and IVF, a read on your thyroid health, which impacts everything from your skin to your energy levels to your fertility, detailed breakdowns of what your levels mean for conditions like PCOS, which affects 1 in 10 women, and other key fertility factors. Plus, you'll get a raw printout of your results so you can use them to start a conversation with your doctor. They also offer a personal fertility team so you can get your questions answered by their fertility nurses. Plus, a weekly webinar that they call an Egginar, or get involved in the Modern Fertility community that includes thousands of women just like you. Ultimately, if you're an anxious person like me, this will offer you peace of mind on what's going on with your fertility, your body, so that you can better plan ahead. If you're interested in giving this a try and want $20 off, click the link in the description box below, and happy testing. Now back to the video. Okay, everything is in one giant pile in one place now, and this was definitely necessary. I know it's a tall task to get everything out into one big pile, but when you're approaching hoarder status, it really helps to see your mountain of a problem. I mean, this is thousands and thousands of items, which I am ashamed to say. And if you think about it, like, it doesn't look like that big of a pile, but look how tiny this is when you think about how many tiny little things like that are in this pile. It's a lot. One of the biggest things I will say I have learned on my decluttering journey so far is that it's kind of a forever journey. Now hear me out, because I am not saying that this is okay after a 9-month period, but I'll say the way I have maintained the other spaces that I have decluttered in my house so far is I'm constantly doing mini declutters around my house. Before things spiral out of control to this level, just doing mini declutters, assessing what you're using and not using when you have 10 free minutes really has made the world of a difference in the rest of my home. Because when you don't do the mini declutters, at least occasionally, it turns into a giant hoarder pile like this that you can't just do a mini declutter on because you can't even see everything you have. And you have to bring it all out into one pile just so that you can see what's hiding. So yes, going forward, I'm really going to try to stay on top of the mini declutters of all the spaces in my house. Anyways, we are on to the next phase of this declutter, and in the KonMari method, this is where you would pick up items. This has hair on it. You'd pick up items and ponder if it sparks joy. And if it does, it's a keep. If not, you thank it and get rid of it, donate it, trash it, whatever you deem appropriate for that item. And speaking of that, I have several bins on the floor right now to help organize things as I make those decisions. Let me show you real quick. First, I have a trash bin. Then I have a box for items I want to give to my friends and family, because the last time I did this, they got pissed that they didn't get to pilfer through everything before I got rid of it. Then I have a recycle bin, and last, a couple of keep bins. But ultimately, for things to be in the keep pile, according to the KonMari method, it needs to spark joy. And sparks joy is just not a barometer, like a measurement that I use in my life, because not a lot sparks joy in me. I feel like it's extreme to say that this scar therapy gel sparks joy in me, but I use it, so I'm gonna keep it. I also feel like it would be extreme to say that these adult diapers spark joy in me, but I use them when it's that time of the month, so I'm gonna keep them. For the keep bin, my criteria this time around is really just going to be, have I used it in the last month? If I haven't used something in an entire month, I can probably give it to a friend or family member, and hopefully they get more use out of it. And if I'm being honest, most of the stuff in this pile, it's been well over a month since I have last used it. A lot of it I probably haven't even used since my last declutter, so those items are definitely going. Maybe I wasn't ready to get rid of them 9 months ago, but I'm ready today. So let's get to sorting. Oh, and one last thing before we get to sorting is in the KonMari method, when you decide not to keep an item, you're supposed to thank it and let it go. But again, time crunch, I have to eventually pick up my kids from preschool, so I do not have time to thank like thousands of items. So I'm just going to do a collective thank you to all the items here, get that out of the way so that we can just zoom through this process once we get going. So let's do this. Thank you, everyone, for serving me in some way, shape, or form since I purchased or received you. Thank you. Okay, now we can get to sorting. All right, this is just a really pretty box. I didn't want to throw it away because it's so beautiful, but maybe, you know what? I'm gonna include a giveaway. Anything that I just straight up haven't even opened or used, I'm going to put in the giveaway of this video, and maybe I'll ship it in this really beautiful box. I'll think of like the instructions to enter the giveaway and let you know at the end. I'll show the giveaway at the end too, so that you know how lucrative the prize is. I have been loving these scoonsy poly bands for my hair, just for like quick little TikTok hairstyles. I know, I'm an adult child, but I love those. Whew, a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I really do have a ton that I am just basically going to give away to my friends. This is a Beauty Bakery palette, and I really do like this palette, but ultimately, trying to be more minimal and clean, I wasn't ready to get rid of a lot of these palettes before, but ultimately, at this point in my life, these are the only two palettes I ever use on my face. We have the Tati Beauty palette, which is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I love the glitters up top. If you ever see me wearing glitters, it's these. And then I got this Cali Contour palette from Zulily. It was like 50% off on Zulily, and I use this all the time. This is what I contour my eyes and cheeks with. They have a bronzer, a blush, a highlight slash under eye setting powder, but I love these. They're the only two palettes I use. So in the spirit of me really trying to be more minimal and keeping only what I use, I might eat these words, but I'm really only going to try to keep these two. These other ones have literally just been sitting, never to be used. I don't have complaints about them, but I just don't use them. They're not my favorite. So if I'm not using them, why am I keeping them? I have a really bad habit of buying makeup. I also have a problem with buying tons of lip products, and lip products are not something I feel good with like giving to anyone else. So if I'm not keeping them, I'm just tossing them. These are the absolute best foundations ever. They're the only foundation I ever use. I can get rid of all other foundations. It is the best. I love it. Highly recommend. These two I'm not keeping though because they are way too dark for me. I bought them thinking I'm gonna get so glowy and tan this summer, and then I've just been a pile and not wanting to sit out in 100-degree heat in Texas. So I have not gotten super tan. These are too dark for me. Last time I decluttered this space, I'm pretty sure I shared with you guys how I cover up my like postpartum balding spots that just I've come to the realization are just my life now is being bald in certain parts of my head. And I used to use this magic root cover up. Essentially, I would just spray it on the bald spot and it looks not bald anymore. But I don't actually use these for that anymore. What I use now, and it is definitely more expensive, so you can certainly use the L'Oreal Magic Root Cover Up, but if you have a little bit of splurge money, I really like this Madison Reed Root Touch Up. I have it in the color dark brown, but it just is a powder. Obviously it's covered up right now, but you just put it on the bald spots, and to me the Madison Reed powder just looks more natural. Both still work great. I've used the L'Oreal version for a long time. I just prefer this one now, so I'm keeping this. I think, you know what? I think I am still gonna keep my L'Oreal Root Cover Up though. If I ever, just for a day, feel like going with darker hair and I wanna cover up some of these highlights, I'll probably still keep it for that. Okay, if you notice these little like neon butterfly clips, I got these for TikToks and Instagram Reels. So follow me over there. I'm not still a 12-year-old living in the early 2000s. I'm only going to wear these, ironically, for the little sketches that I do over there. Okay, these are holy grail products for me right now. I'm never getting rid of them, and going back to trying to be more minimal, I can probably get rid of a lot of the other items that I used to use now that I found these, and I truly love these. It's the Naturium brand, I can't say the word, niacinamide. The Naturium brand niacinamide. Why can't I say that? I can only say it if I'm looking at it and sounding it out. The Naturium brand niacinamide line. This is truly an oily face person's dream. This niacinamide gel cream. I put this on every single day, whether I'm wearing makeup, whether I'm not wearing makeup. I have very oily skin. Even though I've done 2 rounds of Accutane in my life, for some reason right now my skin's super oily again. So I got this because I heard that niacinamide is supposed to help reduce oil production on your face. It really does work. From one oily person to any other oily people out there, highly recommend this niacinamide gel cream. If you get one thing, the next thing I would probably recommend, if you have the money for 2 of them, is this niacinamide 12% serum plus 2% zinc. I use this like 2 to 3 times a week before I go to bed. So I'm keeping all these. This is just an empty box. Definitely not pregnant, but I'm not going to get rid of pregnancy tests just because you never know. You never know. Twinkle face razors are the bomb. I use them to literally shave my face. It's called, what is it called? Dermaplaning. It also takes off the dead skin, so it helps with like acne and just making your face look perfectly smooth. So I'm keeping this. Anything I'm keeping on this drawer thing, I'm just going to keep in this drawer because there's getting to be so many small pieces. It's kind of overwhelming me if they're not like in collections together. I know some people love the Kardashians, some people hate them. When I saw that Kim Kardashian had her new KKW Beauty, like, I don't know, maybe 6-ish months ago. I guess it wasn't new 6 months ago, but you get the point. I saw it at Ulta. I wanted to just try it out, just try out one thing, just see what the quality was. And I got this lipstick, and all I'll say is it smells so cheap. I guess maybe I'm not surprised, but at the same time, being carried at Ulta, I expected it to be a certain quality, and it just smells like plastic. The play makeup that you maybe got when you were 8 years old or something, that's what it smells like. So I'm tossing this. I have tried just about every single natural deodorant under the sun. I've even gone to the extent of making my own because I just am a sweaty, smelly person, and none of them seem to work for me. It was as if I was not wearing deodorant, and I don't want to walk around repulsing everyone. During the winters, I can at least survive with the natural deodorants, but when it's 100 degrees in Texas, I can't survive more than 5 minutes without like fully aluminum filled deodorant. So I've been using this secret 48-hour, for me it only works, 12 hours, 15% aluminum zirconium antiperspirant deodorant, and you know what, it works. Maybe I'm giving myself cancer, but at least the years I'll be on this planet, I won't smell like a foot. If you know of any natural deodorants that legitimately work for really smelly people, please let me know in the comments below. I've tried them all. I feel like I've tried them all. Little Seed Farm worked the best out of all the ones I've tried. Native also was decent, but none of them quite worked well enough. I've been using this product, the Kendi Oil Dry Oil Mist for frizz control, for well over 10 years. I've bought it 5 times over. It smells so good. I love it. Keeping it, and I will continue to repurchase it for potentially the rest of my life because it's already survived in my toiletries for the last decade. Woo, we're making our way. I'm gonna pile everything up closer to me over here. Okay, I need to figure out a better way to store my feminine hygiene products because they all come in these huge boxes that take up so much space in your cabinets, and you maybe only have this much. When I get to the organization portion, I'm gonna figure out a better way to store this so that it doesn't take up a full giant drawer in my cabinet. For now, I'm gonna set it back in the cabinet, but I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better with that organization. Did I like this? No, I didn't like it. Keeping all my dry shampoos and waterless cleansing foams because I do not wash my hair every single day, but I want it to look like I wash my hair every single day. I really like these Batiste brand waterless cleansing foams. These are really good if like maybe you took a shower 1 or 2 days ago and you want to refresh, and then if it's a day like today where it's probably been 3 or 4 days since I have washed my hair specifically, I use the spray on dry shampoos. I like these equally, but this one is cheaper. So I recommend the Batiste Divine Dark is what I use when I've taken it probably a little bit too far on the non-washing hair train. But I'm keeping these, mom life. I don't wash my hair every single day. Not keeping that many hair products, actually. I'm proud of myself. Okay, this drawer here is my hair removal drawer. I addressed this in my last bathroom declutter video. I know nowadays in 2021, there's this whole movement for women to not shave, and like truly more power to ya. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the confidence to do that, but I was extremely bullied growing up for being hairy. My self-esteem when it comes to hair was so destroyed as a child that I cannot not remove the hair that I was formerly made fun of for having. So I have a whole hair removal drawer, and I have like my at-home hair removal device. I have tons of razors. I have waxes. I know it's totally natural and normal for women and men and people to grow hair out of their body. But again, bullies ruined it for me, and now I'm really self-conscious about it. so I have it all here. I'm gonna just empty this completely so I can see everything. This is my travel bag that I just emptied out right here. Anytime I go anywhere, this is my makeup bag because it is so convenient and has this hook on it, but I don't think I've ever washed this, so I'm going to throw it in the laundry room right now. But the stuff I'm going to keep from the bag, I'm just gonna put in a little plastic bag so that once it is clean, it's really easy to just transfer all my travel makeup back into it. Okay, I do have an excessive amount of toothpaste because I stock up when I go to Costco. So I don't need to buy toothpaste for a while, but I'm going to use it all up, so I'm keeping all of it. I don't even know what this thing's called. I think it's like a microblading like roller thing. It has little needles on it. I don't have the time or maintenance to like needle roll my body, so I'm getting rid of this. Wow, I actually got through all the sorting. Anything that you see on my bed was stuff that I already sorted and just left on my bed because my floor is full. Let me show you. Okay, so I didn't end up using either of these recycle bins because really anything that needed to be recycled went in this box here that I'm going to let my family and friends search through to see if there's anything they like in here. Then of course the trash, there's stuff that belongs in other areas of the house. There's the giveaway pile for y'all. And then there's my keep bin here. There's a lot of keep stuff here, but as I'm going through it, I'm going to incorporate some better organizing tactics, and I'm probably going to continue getting rid of some stuff as I'm organizing. If it looks cluttered and messy, I'm gonna force myself to get rid of more. Before we start organizing and putting everything back, we are going to do a good scrub down and clean up of everything in this bathroom. I always clean from top to bottom, and the first thing I am doing is my favorite, all-time favorite TikTok cleaning hack. For all the hours I've wasted on TikTok, I at least have this as a grand takeaway. It's the best way to clean large mirrors and windows. I use this polishing cloth that I got from Target. The first pass, I just soak up most of the wetness, and then on the second half of the polishing cloth, I buff out any of the streaks. Next, I'm spraying down my counters with multi-purpose cleaner and wiping them down with a rag. And there's still some stainage from just heavy-duty makeup on the counters, so I'm taking my magic eraser and scrubbing out any stains so that it looks brand new again. I use my magic eraser all the time in the bathroom. It gets out so many stains. The only thing it can't buff out of a countertop are rust stains, but anything else, you're good to go. Next, I'm going to clean out the drawers and cabinets. First thing with this drawer is I'm vacuuming out any of the dust. Then again, I'm using my multi-purpose cleaner to clear it out. There were a lot of sticky makeup, like sludgy stains on it. So once again, the magic eraser gets it perfectly clean. Last, the bathtub is just dusty and has makeup dust all over it, so I'm giving it a good wipe down so it looks fresh and white again. Next, I have to transfer all of this keep stuff back into the bathroom and get to the organizing.
Next, here's a quick peek at some of the items that are going to be in the subscriber giveaway. All you need to do to enter is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and go follow me over on Instagram just at Mai Zimmy. Then, just for funsies, comment down below your all-time favorite toiletry product. Could be hair product, makeup, whatever. Let's get a long list of holy grails down below.
I know I have more stuff upstairs in my office, so I will include some of the stuff I have in my office upstairs as well. Okay, there is so much stuff here still. I know I'm going to get rid of more stuff, but I want to try to find better ways to store it more compact. Okay, this might be a stretch. It might be really weird, but I'm just gonna see if it can work. I have this spare, just airtight pantry item. It used to hold flour, but I have some extras that I am not using now, and I'm going to see if I can use this to craftily use up unused space in these cabinets. These wire racks slide into these compartments here, and then there's a whole bunch of dead space right behind this bar. This fits very perfectly right behind this bar in the dead unused space. So I'm going to see if it can make any sense to store some stuff in there.
I was complaining earlier about how the feminine product boxes take up so much space, especially when it's only maybe half full. And since I know what each item is just based on its individual outside wrapper, I figured I could put all of them in this nice clear container, and I can see exactly what I have available and easily pull out what I need when I need it without it taking up a full wire rack.
This might be the most random thing I've ever done, but I think it might actually work out famously. I might be a genius. I really think I might be a genius. Everything here on this side are all regular flow pads. I have the overnights here and some right here that are still easy to access because I can push these to the side and just grab an overnight one as needed. And then I have just the tiny little panty liners on top. But this actually fits insanely perfectly, and I don't have all these like huge awkward size boxes now. Fits perfectly in the gap. I know this isn't a full perfect open circle, but it might still work well at just holding all these tampons upright. There we go. All the tampons that took up this huge box.
Now I am organizing like items and spare products together in the wire bins, just figuring out how to group everything as I go.
All my hair products, all the bottles and the hot tools are all going in this bin here. I might try to figure out what I can put in here as well, because this actually, it stacks perfectly. So I might put all these razors in here just because this thing is so large and awkward. I want to take off the semi-sweet chocolate chip sticker. I have some other razors that I didn't even know I had or owned until I did this declutter, so I'm just gonna stick those razors in here as well. All right, it barely does, but it like just closes. I'm gonna stack that here. You know what, I actually think I'm going to get rid of these waxing kits because I'm such a sissy, I always end up just shaving because it hurts too much. So I can repurpose this space here. I'm just gonna stick it. I actually have this whole storage space down here now. Okay, so here I have like extras of things. I always have lots of extras of stuff, so I might need this taller area. I'm gonna put this over here. This has all my hair stuff. I have my straightener, my curling iron, my waver, and then the products that I still use down right below it. You know what I think I'm going to put in here is spare hair care products, because I have a lot of clips and ties. I just have a lot of hair ties and clips and binders and stuff, and they can all easily fit in this big drawer down here. For now, I'm literally just throwing any hair care related item into this bin, and then I'm gonna get smaller organizers to make it make more sense. I don't know if there's any classy way to store these. They're so big and bulky. I might actually just keep them kind of tucked in the back of my closet because they take up so much space and they end up blocking a lot of stuff if I put it in my cabinet. Only use them like once a month, but they're really useful on the heavy flow days at night, so you don't have to wake up and change anything out. I know that might be TMI, but we're all women here watching this. Okay, so far, this is all looking pretty good. I'm gonna take all this makeup off here, set it up top. I'm going to put some of these larger items down here. Seriously, I'm impressed with myself right now. We have all the hair stuff here, a bunch of extras down here. We have a bunch of extras over here, as well as like this beautiful round little tampon holder. And then we also have all my spare razors in here and all my time of the month stuff stored right back here. Okay, next I have to make makeup and makeup storage decisions. I have this utensil holder that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond that I use to line the pull-out drawer over here. So I'm just gonna decide what is not important enough to be on top of the counter and it can be stored in the pull-out drawer, and then what can be on top of the counter because I use it all the time. Actually, scar treatment stuff I'm putting in the back. This is the front and this is the back once it's all put away. This is my makeup holder that has all of the makeup that I use frequent enough that I want it out all the time. So I'm gonna look through this. I use these two colors all the time. This is an extra of the color. So any extras of the makeup I'm going to put here, or things that I don't use every day all the time. This is all that I use on a somewhat consistent basis. I have this brush holder here. I used to have this brush holder out on the top of my counter, but I don't need that anymore because the brushes that I use on a consistent basis are already in the other makeup tray I showed you. So these are the only ones that I really like and I'm going to keep. I have to find a place to hold these on the side because I don't need them out on a daily basis. The rest of these brushes I can give to friends or family. And then I do use these brushes and the scissors.
Now I'm at the point where I get to put everything back onto counters and in drawers. I truly am keeping only the most important items up top and in sight. Then items used only weekly or spares are out of sight but organized in a way that I know what I have and where it is. With the exception of my toothbrush that I'm keeping in the drawer, but obviously using that every day.
For the hair organization, there's a lot. I have these Dollar Tree organizers. Ooh, this one actually fits perfectly to divide this at least in half. The cool thing about it is because this stacks, I can have this full and still maybe stack something on top of it. So I am going to put clips in here since the clips can fall through the wire racks pretty easily. And then any hair ties can go on the other side because they won't fall through. I guess loose hair ties I'm going to put in here and it'll eventually stack on top of the hair binders because the loose hair ties fall through the wire pretty easily. Okay, this works perfect. All the loose hair ties are in this. All the small little clips and barrettes are in there. This stacks nicely, and then anything still in a package or it's a large scrunchie can be in the open side over here because it's not at risk of falling in between the wires. Then we have this shorter, stouter one that stacks on top. Let's put these in the cabinet they belong in. I would say I use this shorter one less often, so I'm actually gonna put it on the bottom. And I need to access hair stuff more often, so the hair stuff is going on the top. And I can easily access my hair stuff. It's right next to me as I'm getting ready. This is a very clear counter. This is all I have on my counter now. I put my makeup stuff here because I'm too lazy to stand when I do my makeup, and I end up sitting on this corner right here and doing my makeup into that mirror right here. I really did get rid of so much stuff. My 2 palettes that I decided to keep, I really actually did just stick to keeping only 2 palettes. We just got tons of spares of everything. We have all my hair products here, more spares. We got a whole bunch of either daily use or makeup extras in here that don't need to be out on my makeup doing counter. I have my brushes here, sunscreens, teeth whiteners, toothbrush. These are all the spare makeups that I have. Spare lip glosses and lipsticks, an extra eye cream. And then this is actually like kind of amazing down here. Spare deodorant down here. I use this mouthwash actually every day, but it was just such a big bottle. I think I wanna get a prettier glass bottle to hold my mouthwash in. So till I get that more aesthetically pleasing glass bottle, probably off of Amazon or from the Dollar Tree, it's going to be out of the way since it's an eyesore down here. Then I have all of my hair products, easily accessible. Then my face exfoliator and some sewing products down here. I have multiple acrylic containers that I'm gonna put into storage because maybe I'll be able to use them in another part of my house. In the same way that I never got rid of these clear pantry storage containers, and look at how I'm able to use them now. I always feel so good at the end of a long but successful declutter. It's echoey and the lighting's weird in here, but it's the end of the video, so it's all good. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out one of my other videos that should be floating over the screen at this point, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!